what are some of the keys to trying to minimize the impact of Benteke?
Benteke, well, uh, number one, having more the ball than them. I think that's a good way. Number two, having certain protections tactically, some fundamentals on defending, how to defend against those type of strong target strikers. How we can compete better, how we can help each other in that area. Denying services, putting pressure on the ball so they don't have a clear path for them to find him. So there are multiple ways we can try to minimize, but at some point we know some services are going to come in, and he's very, very impactful once he's inside the box. So we just need to be alert to every single detail, trying to do well.
Would you describe him as a unique challenge in MLS?
I don't know. Hard for me to target him as something like that. I think he's a great player. He's been really, really impactful this year. I think the system they put in place this year, he's very helpful for that style. But I would say, for example, we have also tremendous number 9, Yorgos Giacomakis, that is not just a target guy. He can be a target guy, but also he can score, he can link up play, he can run in the channel. So I think as much as we can think in ways how we can minimize Benteke, they have to think different ways how they can minimize Giacomakis. So it's in that sense an even game.
Do you have an update on Derek? We didn't see Derek out there at all.
Yeah, he's continuing with his rehab.
Okay.
I think today was a down day for him,
Okay.
but we'll see.
All right.
Update on Stian as well.
Stian, yeah, progressing. Was concussion. So
Confirmed concussion?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
understood.
I don't know the details of today's evaluation, but I assume.
Okay, understood. The underlying numbers are great. Right now, the results aren't. What can be fixed? And is the message right now just stay the course? Because chance creation-wise, everything is relatively fine.
Yeah, relatively fine. I think there are many, stats number that are encouraging to the process, but when you go to the 6th game, after passing 5 games without winning, the confidence level, the belief of the team, that's the tricky part, right? We believe that we're doing some very good things, but the final result is not coming. So it's just being patient, having belief in the process, having belief in these moments in the season. It's a long season. You always go through these type of periods. It's how we get back to normal, how we get back to where we are. For example, we can take set pieces, right? We have considered 4 goals in set pieces. You can look at the stats. The expected goals in set pieces for us is minimal. We are one of the best teams in that. On the other side, we are one of the best in terms of expected goals for in set pieces, but we are the only team in MLS without set pieces goals. So we are creating danger, we are creating actions, we are right there, but the outcome is not coming. So of course we need to continue, we need to be a bit sharper, we need to try to be a bit more clinical, yes, and I think that will come once we are confident. But the process is good, so it can be better. I don't want to say we're doing everything amazing. No, we are good, we're just okay. From there we can progress even more. So if we are creating a lot of chances, a lot of high value chances compared to the opponent, we need to create maybe double, and from there the goals will come. But again, the confidence of the team is important to get there, and I think this week's been very positive.
How do you message that to the players? Do you talk about underlying numbers?
I don't know. At times I give them here and there a couple of stats, but I think the players they see football through the ball on the grass, right? They see football through that, and at times the clips that we show, hey guys, we're doing this very good. Let's continue with this. Let's improve these areas. At times I throw up a couple of stats, but I don't. As a player, I never rely on numbers, And when you lose, any number can be just an excuse or something. So for us, it's just I have to take care of the process and how we play. So a very different problem could be if we are the same amount of games without winning, 5 games without winning, but not playing great and being dominated by the opponent and giving up a lot of expected goals and not creating any chances. That would be a complete different trouble, right? Mm-hmm. Right now, we just have to be mindful on being a bit more clinical in certain moments, be solid, continue improving from there, from where we are, trying to create even more, preventing more chances. So it's the only way, and I think that with confidence, a couple good results, and we can be talking about something different in a couple of weeks.
You mentioned that this has been a good week for possibly that boost. Winning on Tuesday, I know it's a different competition, different players, but is it still a good feeling for everybody to see goals go in and to get those points?
Yes, you nail it. But the thing is, it's Atlanta United. It's not another group. It's Atlanta United, and the players play there perfectly. Many of them can play Saturday. They were very good. I think the first couple of minutes you saw a little bit that lack of cohesion, that lack of even a bit of confidence in some of those players. But after they pass that, after 20, 30 minutes, we start to create a few chances. And then the second half, I think the team did great. So very happy. It's Atlanta United. It's not another group. It's not another tournament for me. It's us competing against another opponent. And we were good. We won. And that boosts the whole organization for sure. So I hope we can take that momentum with us and go with 3 points on Saturday.
If you'll give me a longer question, real
Yes.
quick. Sasha Kleshton, works in the MLS now, played in the league for a long time. He wrote about Atlanta's midfield this week, and I'm paraphrasing a bit here, but he says he sees a lot of talent between Tristan and Thiago, but positionally they move around too much. Thiago needs to be more advanced, Tristan needs to simplify his game, and said that the team gets better when Dax McCarty is in because he simplifies things for the team. I just want to get your thoughts on that in general.
Well, two things. Number one, I respect a lot. Sasha Kleshton was an amazing player in MLS. I remember some games against him. Number two is I have to read the whole article to maybe give you a more educated version of answer to that. What I would say is I have many talented center mids. He's right. Like Dax is being great. Same way Ajani is being great. I agree that in certain games, simplifying the game is better and doing less is more at times. Certain games where we need to be just faster, 1 and 2 touches and play and move. I agree. But there are some other games where the numbers are, so compact, like Minnesota 5-for-1, low block, defending with almost 11 players in their third. So at times someone has to do a little bit dribbling in certain moments to unbalance a little bit, and from there just simplify the game. But I'm happy with the midfield I have, and of course there's a little bit of competition, but at the same time I feel like they've been very good also in unbalancing the opponents. If we are talking about chance creation against Minnesota, for example. Yeah, and we can talk about Cincinnati or Philadelphia, but Minnesota is the most recent game, and we created 7 chances, 7 high-value chances versus 0 for them. 0 high-value chances for them, 7 for us. And 5 for us, 0 for them. So if we're able to unbalance an opponent that is defending, embracing the defending, enjoying the defending in a very compact block, very solid, fast center backs, fast wingers, I mean, it's because we are doing something good. If we are able to create the amount of expected goals that we created, almost 4 times more than them, I think it's that we are doing some good things in the midfield because we're moving the ball fast, we're balancing their midfield right, and then we're creating some good chances. So, of course, room for improvement, but I'm happy with the performance of the midfielders overall, understanding that can be better.
What does Dax bring to the team? I mean, I know we all kind of know that he's got this experience and that kind of thing, but when you insert him into this Atlanta United team, like, what are you looking for out of him when you call on him to step on the field for you?
Well, I think he brings, you said it, experience, but the massive thing is the leadership. I think he's a true leader in the team. And for me, you can measure Dax as a leader, in my opinion, more now that he hasn't seen a lot of minutes. He's been amazing. Happy with it about the team when we win, even if he doesn't play, and willing to do whatever he needs to do for the good of the team. So then he has the belief of the players around him, and he does very well. At the same time, I think he's a great footballer. He's a guy with a big vision. He understands everything in the game. He's playing this. He knows how to compete as well. He does some long passes that I really like. I think the last game in the second half, he hit a few, even in the first half, a few from right to left that just unbalance and break 2 lines and puts our wingers 1v1 in those situations. So he does all of those. But again, I can say the same about Bartek, about Tristan, about Gianni. I think we have good midfielders, and the competition is good, and in certain games, especially now that the dance period is coming, I think we can use different shapes in there and different players for sure.
Just a few more.
Maybe that's it.
That's it.
Well, I mean, it's saying
Okay.
all that.
Yes.
Why isn't Dax seeing more time?
Well, I think number one, at the beginning of the season, I felt like he was adapting a little bit to our system and to the load of the training sessions. Very different, our methodology to what he was, doing previously. But I felt that I think from maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago, he's being 100%. He's doing everything normal now, and he's been much better. And the other thing is, I think Tristan and Bartek have been very good. I mean, you look at their numbers, the amount of balls they regained, the amount of ground they covered, the amount of successful passes. I think they've been very good too. So it's just a matter of competition, and I can have that variety. But the beginning of the season, it was a bit that. With that saying, again, Ajani is also a very good midfielder, guys. Don't pass Ajani. Ajani is another guy with a lot of talent, covers a lot of ground, also very intelligent soccer-wise. So again, for two might be unfair not to play, because I have 4 very, very good center mids.
Since you bring him up,
Yes.
your midfield like with Bartek and Muyumba, like they have kind of seems to be like clearly defined roles in what they do in that central midfield. Do you see Ajani as kind of more of the Muyumba or more of the Bartek, or is it do you change things up when he comes into the game?
It's a very good question. I think he can do both. I think, and again, let's define Muyumba. Muyumba can do both too. When we were looking at his games in Geek-Namp, I think is the name of, I'm very bad pronouncing his former club in France. He was almost double pivot, and very often he was the 6. Very often in that team, and he was very good on that. So I think in our system with Bartek, who takes more of that role, and look at Bartek as well. Bartek, when you look at the games in his former club, they were playing 5-2-3, and he was the second pivot on the right, and he was getting a lot as an 8 and advance in the 3/4 of the field, and he does great inverted crosses. So now in this role, both can play both roles. I like when Muyumba has this engine to go almost everywhere and covering so many grounds, and so add some fluidity. So we're not just parking and just double pivot and you stand there. No, there's some fluidity, and Thiago moves in this pocket and Muyumba fills the gap, and that makes us a bit less unpredictable. So then I like that part, and then Bartek with his soccer IQ, understanding how to defend the blocking the passing lanes and being the balance of the team. I like that defined role. So I know you asked me about Ajani, and Ajani I think is very similar. He can do both very well. In my opinion, he can be more attacking minded, more of an 8, but in certain moments I'm very sure he can do the 6. And Dax, I think, depends of the role of the 8 I ask. I think Dax can do both too. I think his best position is as a 6, but Dax can do both too. So we have very complete midfielders that is not defined 1-6, 1-8. I like that fluidity in there with some organization, yes, defined roles, but with there, in certain moments, Bartek is higher and Tristan is here, no problem at all.
Did you watch Charleston and Tormenta last night?
Parts of it, big parts of it, but not the whole game. But yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I
watched.
didn't know if you had any quick thoughts on
Yeah,
Charleston.
no, it was an interesting game. The first half, I started to watch, I think, around the 20th minute when I arrived home. And yeah, Charleston was already winning, and then Tormenta came back. They had some good plays. Charleston, interesting. The right winger, very interesting. The 9 can score goals. And then they went to the overtime. I think it was interesting. Maybe a PK there that could have gone for Tormenta. Who knows? But yeah, good game, good intensity. I remember Charleston since my days. It was the first game I think I played with Saunders in preseason in 2014. Was I think against Charleston, so I remember that.
I wanted to ask about Blaze Brooks.
Yeah.
Against Minnesota, it seemed like he was more advanced than maybe we've seen him. He was almost in the line 4 up top at times. Was that him just reading the game, or was that intentional?
I think it was a bit more intentional. It was for us how we can unbalance the back lines of 5, and it's been a topic. So I like that variety for Brooks, going out wide, coming in the pocket at times, because from there he can attack very well the final third. But it's still, I can go either way. I can keep him a little bit more restricted, more deeper position, and from there advance by surprise, overlapping Saba or Edwin. So it was just a matter of trying to put enough numbers against a backline of 5 because we knew they were coming to defend very compact, so we needed some numbers. Even if we advanced the balls to Saba, if he's only GG inside the box, I think it wasn't a good deal against 3 center backs. So we needed some more runs. You saw a little bit of that in the first goal we scored Tuesday, the run from Dax. The run from Dax, I think, makes the play for Firmino to go there. Actually, Dax could have gotten the cross, but some of that movement, that's what I was envisioning with Brooks there. Like, even if we get in advanced positions, we have an extra runner to disrupt a little bit that backline of 3 defending inside the box. So that was one of the ideas of Brooks a little bit higher.
Thanks, guys.
Yes,
Thanks.
thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.